Hello everyone, Melvina Germain, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We are now doing week 8 poetry. Wow, week 8 already. Seems I just started yesterday. It's always like that though, isn't it? So I'm going to start out with a nice little poem for you. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today, called I Had a Dream. Very short poems today. I had a dream, a pleasant dream, of a place filled with lush green grass, a place with crystal running waters, with trees and mountains so very tall. I had a dream, a wonderful dream, of an ocean beautiful and strikingly clear, with kings of the sea surviving there. I had a dream, a precious dream, of a world free of chemicals, toxic waste, a thing of the past, of pink lungs and bunnies that last. I had a dream. Nice little poem, isn't it? Be wonderful if that's just the way it was. I wish it was. I'm going to continue on with still talking about a blade of grass. I have this thing about grass for some reason this week. It's peaceful feeling. That blade of grass just sort of waving in the breeze. Beautiful feeling. A blade of grass, tall and slender, a natural gift of Mother Nature, strong, sturdy, forming a blanket, a landscape of green, a treasure to be seen. Think about that for a bit. It is really, isn't it? Our surrounding beauty. I keep looking that way because actually out there is a whole field of grass that I'm looking at right now. It's wonderful thinking about the beauty that God gives us, the surrounding beauty. God's Child is my next poem. I want to focus a little bit on children, our most precious beings. We love them. Children, grandchildren, we love them. Yes, we do. Oh, that feeling of love just sort of penetrates through you, doesn't it? Young, heart, open. Let the rays of sunshine enter. Enjoy your youth. Always tell the truth. Unto God surrender. Always tell the truth. That's very difficult to do. Sometimes you will lie, and not necessarily that you're lying because you're wanting to be mean or you want to be deceitful. Sometimes you lie because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Sometimes you lie because you just don't want to tell that truth that you know is going to sink so deep it's going to hurt. But if you tell a blatant lie about someone that's going to hurt them because you're angry with them, that's going to hurt them. And that might take you into the wrong direction. A lie can change your life. And it can change your life forever. For a long time, it can follow you through your years. Be careful when you think you're making up a lie that's going to benefit you, because it's not necessarily going to benefit you at all. It might just change and make things a lot worse. Not might, most likely it will. And remember, what you put out there, you get back. Unfortunately, what you get back may be 10 times worse. Think about that lie. And remember that when you lie, you not only change things for yourself, but you might change a person's life. You might cause them to be behind bars for no reason, just because you lied. So think about that. Truth really is the direction you should go. And do your best never to lie. What we want for our young girls and our young boys is to be free of all of those ridiculous and horrible people that we have out there in the world that prey upon them. Known pedophiles is the worst, isn't it? A pedophile. Yes, I wrote a little poem called A Pedophile. Very short little poem. A person who harbors a missing link, incapable of love, no ability to think. And when I say no ability to think, I'm breaking up the poem. I mean no ability to think clearly, no ability to be decent, no ability to say, I'm doing something wrong. I need help. I need to call someone. I need to go and see why I have these horrible feelings within me. That's what I mean when I say no ability to think. He's a predator. Man or woman, not just men are predators. Women are predators as well. Remember that. A predator to the very young, caring less for what he has done or she has done. Beware. He or she may look like the boy or girl next door. Realize he or she is evil, to be sure. Now, I changed that poem a little bit because normally we refer to pedophiles as males. They're not all males. There are women that are just as horrible as men can be. Don't think that we are above all of that darkness, because we're not. And sometimes, you trust the wrong woman. I did. I was young. I was about 19 or 20 years old. And I was introduced to this beautiful lady. I thought she was just marvelous. She dressed so nice, always looked so pretty. Her hair was always perfect. And she invited me to her home. And I went to her home several times. She had 5 children, 5 or 6, I can't remember now. And I visited there quite often. She was always very, very nice to me. One day she said to me, I'd like to take you to a party. We're going to a party, you're going to have so much fun, and I'll introduce you to some very neat people. I thought that was great. Wow, I'm going to a party with an adult person. I was 18, 19, maybe 20. I'm not sure what my age was. I was young. She took me to the party. It wasn't at all what I expected. We went up this long, steep stairs, and when we got in there was a whole lot of people smoking cigarettes, smoking God knows what, stuff in their hands. Then they had a Vicks container, and this fellow kept trying to put this Vicks container in my nose, saying, sniff that, sniff that. Well, I didn't know what was going on there. I was sort of lost in the midst of the crowd. She had sort of taken off on me. This lady that I trust, this older individual, I want you to realize that was an adult that I was trusting. Someone I really respected and thought she was wonderful. Next thing I know, she was hanging out the window, and a couple of people were sort of helping her so she wouldn't fall out that window. She was overwhelmed with some type of drug that she took. So I found out, what I knew later was this was a drug party. She took me to a drug party. Why would a woman do that who had 5 or 6 children? Why would she do that? I thought she was a good lady. I trusted her. So I'm telling you, be careful who you trust. Be careful who you send your children away with on a little train trip or out to the farm. Be careful. You never know what's going to happen. Make sure your friends are real friends, little ones. A friend. A friend is someone who stands by you through life's ups and downs. Someone who wears no false armor or hidden crowns. A friend cries with you during your saddest of hours and rejoices when you reach your highest towers. A friend will never cross the line with the one you love, but will have a listening ear when you shed those tears. A friend reaches out to shake your hand, but touches your heart wherever you stand. Now that's a friend, and that's what you want in your life. And you want to appreciate them. You want to keep them with you, keep them in your heart. What we want for our young girls is for them to grow up, get their education. Most important, that these young girls get their education. Really, really important. Encourage them to go to school. Encourage them, please, to go to school. We know we're going to send our young boys are going to go to school, but those young girls need to go to school. Education is number one. So important. And we want to see them at their proms, and we want to see them they're coming out. So I wrote a little poem called Coming Out. Sweet, precious, elegant young lady. You possess the essence of true beauty. You carry yourself with grace and flair. Passers-by glance, then turn to stare. Your face, a beauty to behold. Admirers look, some a little too bold. Expected to make decisions many, you are in charge of your own destiny. Be wise, stay out of harm's way. Be aware of those that pray. The devil comes in sheep's clothing, handsome, adoring faces. Beware of smooth tone voices that come from far away places. Think with a clear head, have nothing to dread. Your body is a temple, a gift to treasure, not an offering of sexual pleasure. Off into the world you go, positive energy, all aglow. Live, laugh, learn, and play. Enjoy the beauty of every new day. That's what we want, and we hope that all of you can enjoy that. And so I have something here that I would love to be a chant. I'd love this to be a chant in school. For all of you, not just for the little girls, for boys as well. My body is a temple. My mind is the center of God's tree. My brain is the ocean that abundantly covers me. I will not destroy it. I will keep it substance free. I will not tarnish a cell. This is my power, and it belongs to me. Yes. I want you to think of those words. They're very important words. My body is a temple. My mind is the center of God's tree. My brain is the ocean that abundantly covers me. I will not destroy it. I will keep it substance free. I will not tarnish a cell. This is my power, and it belongs only to me. Remember that. It belongs only to me. And once you tarnish it, once you give it up, once you let someone take advantage of you and take all of that away, you are lost and alone. And believe me, they don't care. The person that does that doesn't care. Now I'm going to find a poem. This is a harsh poem, but I want to find it. It's called Somebody's Daughter. Somebody's Daughter. And this is harsh, but you know what? We have to face the harsh that's out there. I'm told you are somebody's daughter. I do not know you, and I don't care. You are some woman in black garter belt and sleazy underwear. I took you for $5 and dropped you off a mile away. You have no face. You are there only to soothe my hard-working day. They tell me you are somebody's daughter, but I don't care. Now take your clothes and get out of here. That's harsh, isn't it? Very harsh. But you see, once they take you, use you, and abuse you, that's what they think of you. You, remember, your body is a temple. You take care of it. You look after it. You nourish it. You love it. Love yourself. Love yourself. I want to see you dancing at the ball. Yes, that's what I want to see. Dancing at the ball. The ballroom graced with ladies of beauty and handsome debonair men. Swishing of gowns to and fro brought life to this hall once again. Young ladies dressed so elegantly, with dresses flowing to the ground, wearing shoes of see-through high heels and tiaras as a crown. Faces resemble china dolls, lips a pomegranate red, a hint of rose upon their cheeks, with diamonds adorning their heads. Eyes of tinted blues and greens adorn the handsome faces. Men of very high esteem walk the floor and take their places. Oh, it'd be so nice to know that that's what may happen for you. And not necessarily that, but just what you want to do. Dreams that may unfold for you. That's what we'd like to see. I was going to read this one. This is ugly, turned out. But you know, it's also true. So I'm going to read it. And it has happened to many girls, unfortunately. We're calling this girl Mona. And I'm not going to take my eyes away from the page because I don't want to mess up. Mona wasn't loved as a child. She was a castaway, left on her own most of the time. She felt useless, unhappy most of her adolescent life. One day, she met a young man who told her how pretty she was. For the first time, Mona felt special and knew she was in love. He bought her clothes and pretty things and took her to picture shows. He taught her to wear makeup and high-heel shoes. She felt like a beauty queen. One evening at a nightclub party, he introduced her to some businessmen and told her it was time for her to pay him back for all the things he had done. He told her he loved her, and this was just a gesture of his love to him. He turned her out with two disgusting businessmen night after night. Mona slept with more men than she could have ever imagined. She hated herself and felt dirty and worthless, wanted to go home, but her boyfriend, Jake, gave her drugs to keep her through the nights. Now addicted to crack cocaine, her life will never be the same. She lost her youth, and self-respect was what little she had. One lonely night, after a trick left her in a nasty old motel, she took an overdose of pills. The next morning, the sirens rang out, and her body was removed from that old motel room. Her family would probably never know what had happened. No ID was found on her body. As for Jake, well, he was of course upset. He lost his investment. Now Jake will be on the prowl for another innocent young girl. Watch out for these so-called Jakes. That's nobody. That's just a fictitious name that I made up. But the story is real for a lot of people who still haven't found their beautiful little girls that they brought up, or girls that weren't treated well as a child and no one really knows what happened to them. And in, unfortunately, some instances, nobody cares. That's an awful thought, isn't it? But you know, what happened to Mona doesn't have to happen to you. So be wise, be careful. Ask questions. Parents, tell your children of these possibilities. These things can happen. You think it can't happen to you, but it does. People who live in those beautiful, beautiful posh places think, this would never happen to my little Jenny. No, this couldn't happen to Jenny. Jenny goes off and meets somebody and they tell her all these wonderful things. Next thing you know, you don't hear from little Jenny. And the next thing you know, the police shows up at the door. Be careful. I'm going to end this segment. It was harsh today, but you know what? Truth came out. Truth. There's no lies in anything I read to you today. Nothing. Nothing to stop from hurting your feelings. Everything is absolute truth. This can happen. Peace is what we all want, isn't it? Peace is what we really want in this world. A sense of calm dwells within, while one experiences an awareness of one's innermost feelings, in tune with all positive energy, synergistically enveloping and intermingling of both the conscious and subconscious, allowing one's body to become suspended, yet pillowed by the softness of a white cloud. The continued stillness, the quiet, the calm, all blend together to create a tranquil development called peace. Peace. I'm going to end with that poem today. Sorry I came out with such harsh explanations. It's just the way it is. This is the world we live in. Unfortunately, I wish you well. I hope you all stay safe. Look after yourselves. Be kind. That's not just 2 words. Those are very important words. Be kind and mean it. Be good to yourself and to others. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming by today.